big time. Great segue since we're talking about Turkey and Ring Magazine and things of that nature. Next topic for discussion: Canelo Alvarez signing a 4-fight deal.
That's what I'm talking about. Get in there.
And so I believe that two are to be stateside and two in Saudi Arabia. Does that sound right?
I believe it does. We can confirm that because I would like to know how much money did Turkey throw at Canelo to get him to ink the deal, which he seemed to be very reluctant to at the time. What was a triggering moment to make this deal happen? Did he like agree to not sign him up with David Benavidez, or is this the last fight with David Benavidez?
Mm.
Oh no.
Mhm. But what we do know is two fights are scheduled for 2025 and two fights are scheduled for 2026. I believe in 2026 they're going to break the tradition of Cinco de Mayo and Mexican Independence Day because they're going to be uh, in Saudi Arabia anyway. Now, uh, we knew that Canelo wanted to fight Crawford in September, and there was a lot of jockeying for position and a lot of leaked stories and things of that nature. And so at one point over the course of this past week, we thought that the Crawford fight was going to be canceled because Jake Paul was thrown into the equation and he was going to fight Jake Paul and May. And even Eddie Hearn was talking about the Jake Paul fight potentially.
Yes, yes,
Talk
yes.
about the emotional roller coaster that we were going on as boxing purists and nerds.
Right, exactly. Boxing nerds were like, I'm so glad that we went this route versus the Jake Paul route. Like, just some things you just have to ignore. If you ignore it, it'll probably go away. It's one of those things. Making a lot of money, doing a lot of stuff, but we want to see Canelo in the big fights. He still got some juice in the tank. He's had a long career. He's taking some battles, and we want to see him fight interesting big fights towards the end of his career. Win or loss, the respect will always be there. But I think these guys know loss hurts their brand, hurts their earning potential. But as fight fans, we want to see the fight. So hopefully, within this 4-fight deal, we see some monumental events coming up, which Turkey has proven to do that. So let's keep it moving, keep it
Now
going.
we have to mention though that at one point that Turkey said the deal is off because he thought that Canelo had signed this fight with Jake Paul.
Right? They had us going. They had us going. What? How many days? So this is we're recording. What is this? We're like what? Wednesday?
This
Today
is
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
This is
And
Wednesday.
so
So as of was it last week we were getting the runaround.
and then also, okay, so then Canelo comes out momentarily later and they said they got on the phone and within 5 minutes they agreed to this deal. And then Canelo comes out, puts out a video and says, "Hey, don't believe anything from that effing YouTuber," or something like that. Did you see that?
Nah, I didn't even see that. Canelo is very funny, by the way. He's he's
Well,
he's extremely funny. I give him
if
that.
you miss that, then you also miss Jake Paul's rebuttal to that because
Well,
Jake Paul went smooth off and said he basically put up a picture of the contract with Canelo's signature
oh
that,
wow,
that they agreed allegedly,
right.
and then he
I
went
like
on
seeing that.
this rant about how Canelo sold his people out, but instead of having the fights in Mexico, they're going to be in Saudi Arabia.
Mm. Is it selling his people out though?
Well, basically, Canelo was on this thing where he's doing, love of the sport, Turkey's love of the sport, and Jake Paul took offense to him calling him a YouTuber and not a boxer, and he's saying Jake Paul's reaction is, "You would have did it and took the money and fought this YouTuber if you didn't
Mm.
sell out." That was the
Gotcha.
rebuttal. So gets a little he said, she said there. That is boxing gossip for you.
Right, right.
What in turn happens is, and this kind of what we've seen coming all along, the negotiations with William Skull for the Cinco de Mayo weekend in order to unify again once more, and then creates bigger headlines for September when he actually fights Terrence Crawford.
Hey, let Terrence Crawford get that retirement payday with the
Have you
dub.
have you seen any William Skull?
I have not seen William Skull, but I will definitely get more familiar, get closer to the fight. But
Listen, I try to here on Who's Fighting. We try to hold our takes in until just about the week before the fight or
yeah,
the week of the fight. I'm going to go out on a limb right now and say that Canelo Alvarez snaps his streak of uh, fights going the distance and secures a knockout victory in this fight.
mm, this is to shake it up a little bit. He reel me back in. Oh, Canelo is great. You saw that last knockout. Yeah,
Yeah, against the belt holder, against the title. They're going to say against the champion.
right. Yeah, you can say that.
Even
And
though we know that lineally the IBF title was stripped from Canelo for not fighting their number one contender, and you know,
so it's the you never was really the champ. I'm just coming to get my strap back.
yeah. So we could go on about the other two fights and project way into next year, but I think we got plenty of time to do that. I don't know. Uh,
Absolutely.
they're throwing around Bivol rematch, and then finally fighting Benavidez if he beats Better Beeve or whatnot and stuff like that. But that's projecting too far out for me. So
Right. Knowing his boxing pro, man. Mess
what
around,
we
beat
re-
Jake Paul for the fourth fight. You just never
oh
know.
man,